Hi and welcome to this look at the Easter weather outlook. I think we're going to see some very big changes taking place as we head through the holiday period. So without further ado, I'll start from Good Friday, if this is at 00 GMT. And what we can see is it's a quiet picture. There's high pressure centre to the northwest of UK and it's dry across the country. Now, as this sequence runs through Friday and into Saturday, not a great deal changes. In fact, on Saturday, we can see that high pressure centre to the west is actually reaching towards the UK, keeping things dry. So I think during the first couple of days, it's probably going to be quite pleasant in the afternoons in much of the country where sunny periods develop. It will be chilly in the mornings and again in the evenings, and there's a possibility of some patchy overnight frost. The big changes are set to take place through the second half of the weekend. So here we go. And through Sunday and Bank Holiday Monday, look at that change. What we can see is the cold air has swept down from the north all the way down across the United Kingdom. The white shading on these charts shows sleet or snow. So it's looking, according to this, as though there's a risk of snow showers developing in much of the country by Bank Holiday Monday. So a dramatic change there. If we just take a look at the air mass profiles for that sequence, this is again going back to Good Friday, and what we can see is greens over the United Kingdom indicating it's fairly mild upper level air. Saturday, there's not a great deal of change. If anything, in the northwest, the upper level air mass has actually warmed slightly, but by Sunday, it all begins to change. Now, this is 15 GMT. There is still a little uncertainty about the exact timing of this transition as this cold air, this really cold air, pushes down from the north. And it may be a few hours later than this chart shows, or it could be a few hours earlier. On this particular one, we've got it just pushing down across Scotland. By Monday at 15 GMT, what we can see is that really cold air is all the way down across the United Kingdom. In fact, it's pushing down into central parts of France. So it's a really strong cold plunge from the Arctic there, affecting the whole of the country and much of northwestern Europe by then. Now, what that all means for temperatures down at the surface, well, I'll give you an idea by showing these 2 metre temperature charts. So the values that we experience rather than the air mass ones, which I've just shown, those were at about 1,500 metres above sea level. This is for 06 GMT on Saturday. Remember, this is before that cold air sweeps southwards. But as I said, the nights will be chilly, even during the early part of the period. And this is showing temperatures across much of the UK, minimum values close to 0 Celsius. So there could well be a patchy frost on Saturday morning. Temperatures may just dip down a little bit below freezing point in some places as well, so given an air frost. But remember that even if temperatures are 2-3 Celsius above 0, you can still get a ground frost. So there could be quite a widespread ground frost on Saturday morning. In terms of the afternoon temperatures, well, you can see here that it's relatively mild still. In fact, we've got values ranging from about 11 Celsius up to about 15 Celsius, perhaps slightly cooler near to eastern coastal counties where it may feel, where cloudier skies may peg back temperatures at times a little bit during the first half of the bank holiday of the Easter weekend. But if you're keen, then perhaps you'll be able to have a barbecue with these sorts of temperatures. It's a little bit chilly for my tastes, but some people are happy sitting outdoors in this sort of weather. Now, by Monday, as that really cold air sweeps southwards, we can see the minimum temperatures here for 09 GMT. And as I say, remember, there's just some uncertainty about how quickly that cold push will make its way southwards. But what we can see here is temperatures in Scotland are dipping down to -5 Celsius. Sometimes you actually get values a little bit lower than these GFS charts show in the Scottish Glens, for instance. So that would be a very sharp frost in the northern half of the UK if the timing of this northerly plunge is correct. Temperatures in the south are still holding up a little bit above freezing at this point. Now, on Bank Holiday Monday afternoon, by which point the cold air has swept right down across the United Kingdom into reaching central France even. What we can see is the 2 metre temperatures are reflecting that. It's a very cold day for early April. Values staying below freezing in Scotland. Potentially an ice day in April. That is really very, very cold. Even in southern and central parts of Britain, we can see values there of 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, 7 Celsius. Conversely, after what I just said about the nighttime temperatures in the Scottish Glens perhaps being a little lower than that chart shows, during the days there is a tendency for temperatures on these model runs to be slightly lower than the actual outcome. So as I say, could be a couple of degrees higher than these values, at least in the southern half of the United Kingdom. So just to take a look at some of the other model output, just to firm up on the timing of that transition. This is at midnight on Easter Sunday. What we can see, it's from a Meteo France model, and you can see the cold front there pushing southwards, marking that transition to much colder air. On this run. It's crossing northern Wales and northern England at this point, and we've got sleet and snow showers developing widely to its north. The ECM model, again at midnight on Sunday, beginning of Easter Monday, 00 GMT to be precise. What we can see here is a cold plunge has made its way a long way southwards across the UK. So again, it's teeing up a very cold bank holiday Monday. Likewise with the German icon model, not much difference there. And likewise with the Canadian model, but I think on this one the cold plunge is actually slightly further south at the same time than it was on the icon model. But those are small differences. The key thing to note is this transition to much colder conditions is being very confidently forecasted now, and virtually all the computer model runs are supporting this particular scenario. Now, to give you an idea of the precipitation distribution, rain, sleet and snow on Easter Monday, here's a chart from the Canadian model. It's 4:15 GMT, and what we can see is the greatest risk of sleet and snow showers according to this is in northern and western parts of the United Kingdom, perhaps in Northern Ireland too. Central and eastern counties are generally drier, at least in England. I think there is a possibility at this time of the year, with the strong sun and the really cold upper level air, that we'll find wintry showers developing more widely inland than some of these computer model runs are showing. And if I just bring up the icon model, the German one showing a similar thing, precipitation type again, we can see it's a similar pattern to what the Canadian chart just showed, with most of these snow showers really around coastal counties and in the north of the United Kingdom. And you can see there it's a sort of drier picture across central and eastern England according to this. But it's possible these computer model runs are just understating that shower risk a little bit on Bank Holiday Monday. So is there ensemble support for this transition? Well, yes, there is. This is the GEFS chart for London. I'll not go into too much detail on it, but what we can see is upper air temperatures there across the top are plunging as that cold Arctic air moves southwards. And for 33 runs in this model, it's an ensemble, so they run the model over and over again, making slight changes to the starting conditions and then determining what impact that has. It helps you to gauge the confidence level in a particular solution. And what we can see here is out of those 33 runs, 24 of them as a maximum are forecasting snow to fall. I always say this, it does not necessarily mean accumulating snow. It doesn't necessarily mean the showers are only going to be of snow. What it means is that we could be getting a mix of rain, sleet and snow, but some snowflakes are being forecast to make it down to the ground level. So there is, according to this, a high likelihood of some snow falling in the London area. And I just make a point, this is not central London. It covers quite a big area. It stretches northwards, I think, up to around about the Chilterns, and it goes eastwards out of central London as well. But nonetheless, it's suggesting a high risk of some snow falling on Bank Holiday Monday. If we go up to Manchester, it's a very, very similar pattern. So I'll skip over the upper air temperature profile and just point out the snow row here. This time it's reaching 31 out of 33. Very high chance of seeing some snow falling in this part of the world. Likewise, if we go to Edinburgh, it's the same story. We've got 31 out of 33 of these runs in the GEFS model, suggesting that some snow will fall down to ground levels. So, can we expect any snow to accumulate on Bank Holiday Monday? Well, here's the chart from the GFS model. So the model run which we saw the sequence generated from at the beginning of this. And you can see here at 18 GMT on Bank Holiday Monday, it's really gone to town. You've got significant accumulations of snow being shown in Scotland, accumulations down the eastern side of England, and even into southern counties and East Anglia. A centimetre or snow is being shown to be accumulated. I think the GFS often has a tendency to overdo the snow risk in the UK. I've got reasons why I think that's the case. I won't explain them here, but it does often seem to forecast more snow than actually falls, and also it tends to overemphasize the likelihood of snow accumulating as well as falling. So I would take this with a big dose of salt at the moment, but what it does suggest is that sleet and snow falling is, even in parts of southern England over low ground, is not out of the question. And as I say, with those high snow row values for London, that all sort of tallies up in the same corner. Now, this could be more realistic perhaps. This is the snow depth forecast chart from the German Icon model. It's a little bit earlier on Bank Holiday Monday. This is for 09 GMT. But subsequent charts actually show a less snow cover, so potentially suggesting that any snow cover there is early in the day will be melting as the sun gets to work and temperatures rise. But what we can see on here is the snow cover risk is really over Scotland, perhaps over higher ground in northern England, a light covering, and even a little bit there over higher ground in Wales, perhaps somewhere in the Peak District. There could be a smattering of snow on the ground, a sprinkling, but far less snow on the ground than the GFS model was suggesting. So I suspect this could well be closer to mark. I think sometimes the Icon model actually goes in the opposite direction to the GFS and has perhaps a tendency to underestimate the amount of snow cover, but we'll see. And as I say, I suspect this could be closer to the outcome than the GFS. So to summarise the Easter weekend, it's looking like Good Friday and Saturday will both be dry days. In the afternoons, it should feel pleasantly warm in areas where sunny periods develop, perhaps cooler or colder near to the east coast. And in all areas, nights are likely to be chilly, and there could well be some patchy frost. Now, as we go through Easter Sunday and Bank Holiday Monday, the strongly favoured scenario now, and I've given it a 90% weighting of happening, is that outbreaks of rain will push southwards across the United Kingdom. They may turn to sleet or snow temporarily on their back edge, but as they clear southwards, it will turn much colder from the north. And wintry showers are likely to develop and become heavy at times. Computer models are suggesting they'll be around, the heaviest ones will be in northern counties and around the coasts, but we could see some heavier ones in central parts of England too on Monday if the sun gets to work and encourages the formation of showers. The not completely discounted scenario, 10%, is for the cold air to struggle to reach central and eastern England. If that was to be the outcome, we'd probably be seeing sleet and snow in northern and west, sleet and snow showers in northern and western areas, with a greater risk of rain in central and eastern England. But that's now looking very unlikely. The strongly favoured scenario is for that cold air to spread southwards quickly through through the night of Easter Sunday, and to give all areas a very cold Easter Monday, with the risk of wintry showers and the possibility of sleet or snow even in parts of southern England. So that really provides a summary. It's a very interesting Easter holiday weekend coming up in terms of weather. After that very quiet start with pleasant days, at least, where you may be able to get barbecue in if you want, it's all changed through Sunday and Bank Holiday Monday as that plunge from the Arctic moves southwards down across the United Kingdom and brings back winter, at least for a time. So thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did and found it useful, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons below. Thanks very much now. Bye.